Good news. The package that I thought was originally lost was just misplaced. It was put in protective area, so I'm not really upset. I wasn't really upset. I was just really confused. I was originally going to file like some grievance, but I never did. So it's a good thing that I'm lazy and I don't always pursue the things I think about doing, because sometimes that's a horrible idea, Ethan. But they all look the same to me, so I don't really know what's a good idea and what's just being an idea to be an idea. So either way, I execute or I don't. I figure it's going to happen how it's supposed to be. If it didn't happen, well, clearly it wasn't supposed to be. And if it's supposed to happen, well, it's going to come back for me, and it didn't come back for me. And honestly, like I said, I found it. Well, not really. I just asked another person that knew exactly where it was because they saw it before I did. Now, back to the point. There wasn't one. I was going to talk about how I have experience with the elderly as well as the kids and how I see so many differences. Yeah, I still see them as the same, just different. Get what I mean? And I can't explain it for you guys to get it, but I can explain it in a way that you guys may or may not, and whether you get it, you don't, it's up to you at that point. So for as much time and experience I've had around kids, which has been ever since I was a kid, and I didn't feel as if I had the kid experience. Like, I grew up as a kid to become an adult, but did I have a kid experience? I don't know what the fuck that shit is. Growing up with a lot of mentally and or physically disabled siblings, I grew up, I would feel as if more like an adult because I couldn't show a wide range of my emotions. Like, when it came to anger, I couldn't show that. When it came to happiness, you can always show that, but I'm not always happy. But you can't be sad. There's no reason to be sad. You're okay. You're fine. You're this. You're that. Well, how are you going to tell me how I feel, then ask me how I feel, and I tell you how I feel, and you said, no, you can't feel that way. Absolutely baffled the shit out of me, so I stopped feeling. But I could feel all these things on me, like squirming. I know I killed this bug a couple hours ago, but why does it feel like it's my skin, my hair? All these things are weird to me, so I figured, rather if I feel emotions or not, I'm going to feel. Now, are they mine or are they somebody else's? More or less somebody else's, because I killed all the things inside of me. Because remember, you guys didn't want me to feel, so I learned how to adapt myself to be in the areas that people want me to be in. So like I said, I didn't really grow up to experience how to be a kid, so where most of my kid references are from watching other kids, what I realized from other kids is, oh, you guys show way more emotions than I did. A shit ton more. Like, it was either boredom or happiness. And I used to laugh at a lot of things. Like, I laugh at a lot of things now, but every time I think about when I say laugh at a lot of things, or when I think of my younger years, this always just in my head. You think it's funny? You always think it's funny. It's not a game. This is not a game. Ethan, you need it. And it's just like, wow, there was better ways you could have handled my own entire situation of thinking that everything was hysterical, and yelling at me definitely didn't work because I became more sensitive. I use that as more of my coping mechanism to deal with things because, wow, it's going to end eventually, right? Right? Or is it going to end me? Like, it's only funny because I can't cry. You told me multiple times, I'm fine, I'm okay, I'm alright. So yeah, it's fucking funny because it can't be anything else. Which is the way that I internalize a lot of things. So like, I learned through watching other people's kids as well as just kids around me, like rather as if I knew their parents or not, that kids are supposed to have a wide range of feelings, and the things that I grew up with is why I don't have or wasn't allowed to, because there's no safe space for me, which also reminds me of why the fuck I probably want to have a security business, because I never felt secure. So because I never felt that, I want to give that to the world, because, well, shouldn't we have a safe space to be able to do certain things? Not everything, not fucking everything. Epstein, Cosby, Diddy, not everything. But at least a safe space for me to be able to express my emotions respectfully. Like when I'm angry, like I don't need to necessarily destroy things, but there are such things as rage rooms nowadays. Honestly, I think I more or less needed to either talk it out with somebody or go for a walk, but I didn't have those type of parents to be able to say, hey, can I talk to you about something? And if I did, it's still, it's like, you shouldn't have a problem with that. That's all in your head. That's this, that. Like, I didn't have that. And if it was offered, it wasn't offered to the best of the ability they can. Or maybe it was because they're not educated well enough to do their job. But at the same time, from what I've been learning, is nothing grows in a peaceful, positive area. Like, nothing grows in peace. Well, no, nothing gets stronger in peace. They get stronger in war. And I'll tell you what, I grew up in a war zone. Oof. Internally, externally, no. Things I learned about the elderly. They're basically like the kids, just bigger, not necessarily as attractive, which sounds weird to say like that because I'm not sexually attracted to kids whatsoever, but I would be like, oh, it's a cute little kid, but I've never really looked at an elderly person like, oh, it's a cute elderly. But I've also had the confusing thought in my head, like, it's not kind of fucked up just go around saying people's kids are cute. Like, don't get me wrong, like, yeah, you have a cute kid, but like, I wouldn't want to kidnap your kid. I definitely don't want to sleep with your kid. I don't want your kid. Like, yeah, it's a cute baby, but why am I calling your baby cute if it's not mine? Like, shouldn't you be the one that cares if your baby's cute or not? And at the same time, why the fuck does it matter? You're not trying to fuck your baby, are you? You're not trying to marry your baby now, are you? Who cares if your baby's cute or not? Pedophiles do. Pedophiles like cute babies. And I am not a pedophile. So don't you ever show me a fall of your fucking baby. I'm kidding. I learned how to get along in the social community. I'm just saying, like, it doesn't make sense to me the more I think about it. But at the same time, if I don't do the things that the group does, then I guess I'm fucking crazy. Do you know where your local pedophile is? The ones that are on the registry don't always make the registry, as well as there's some that aren't. Is what I was getting at originally. Is there? Yes, there are people on the registry that you can find and how close they are, but the best of the best that do anything good or bad typically aren't known. They're just known. Like the buildings that they've made, the damage that they've done, the successes they have caused. People know the stories, but do they know who enacted them? The reasons why? Not necessarily. But I'm just saying. The more that I've thought about it, the more that I was just like, holy shit, you're right. You never know who the fuck the pedophile is. You never know who the monster is. You never know until you know. And then when you know, it's just like, oh, well, now everything's starting to add up a lot smoother than it used to. Well, you know what? It does kind of make sense. You know what? I knew there was something. You know what? Well, they're either going to become stronger or they're going to want to kill themselves or have a strong hate for a certain group, if not just people in general. I don't know what's going to happen, but like, it's typically how it goes with the hill. Back to the elderly. So, like, when I am around them, I basically would think I'm basically around them like I am around the kids. I am open-minded to what they're willing to do, talk about, as active as they want to be. I'm there for them, and I more or less copy them as well as the kids. Like, that's just one thing I learned about myself. I can't be myself, but I have to copy the closest like, whoever has the most power in the room, I have to copy whatever they like or just copy them in general. It just all depends because you clearly can't outshine anybody anymore because of egotistical reasons, and then they're going to want to do this and they're going to want to do that, and it just goes back to the bottom of why the fuck did you think you could do this? I know I'm not on a straight and narrow path, but I never have been. So this is just the easier way for you guys to get what's inside my head because I act so fucking much. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So when I do these videos where I post on my own platform, stuff like that, this is me not acting to fit in, to be in certain places, certain groups. Like, don't get me wrong, even in the acting, like, yeah, I'm giving myself too, because like, I can't completely, like, I used to not give any of myself in any of the parts that I played, and that's what caused me to have even more mental issues. So now that I'm putting myself in every character, like, you like it or you fucking don't, but you're still getting me. You're just getting a smaller dosage. That way you don't overdose, or that way you don't get angry, or that way you don't get overstimulated, or that way. Like, you're still getting me. It's just like, I come in 50 milligrams, I come in 100 milligrams, I come in 200, I come up to like 6,000 milligrams. I don't fucking know. Like, you get it or you don't. I can't make it understand it for you, but I can try to explain it for you to understand it. That's about as far as I can go. And like, just with the time and energy I've spent with them both, I just thought it's always entertaining, it's rewarding, but it's never rewarding in the way that I guess society wants it to be, like financial means, because I don't know. I've always thought, and I've always said, working with the elderly is basically being in an MMA fight where you can't fight back. As well as the kids, but like the kids hit a lot. Okay, I have been hit by some kids where it's hurt, but most kids don't hurt when they hit. The elderly, I don't know what the fuck they feeding your grandpas and grandmas, but they can fucking. And first, sometimes they're not slow. Sometimes you're the slow one. It's been a while since I've been swung on by an elderly person. Actually, no, it hasn't been that long. She punched me in the stomach, but my core's pretty good. As well as I typically wear bigger shirts, so like she hit my shirt before she hit my stomach. I had enough time to flex and just be ready. But like, I was like, oh, not bad, not bad. I don't know why I did to upset her. I don't really care. I'm aware that she is who she is. She was in my setup. She hit me, didn't really hurt. I wasn't upset. I get it. She was upset. She got it out, and we had a wonderful evening. But that's me. I'm able to at least separate my ego from my actions, more or less. Don't get me wrong, sometimes I do things out of ego, and most of the time I try to do out logic and analytical situation analysis, trying to figure out, is this what's the best thing to do for the area that I'm in? Can I actually do this? Should I be able to do this, blah, that? Because there's so many semantics when it comes into everything that you do into existence, and I just want to make sure there's no way that you can take this the wrong way, but there's many ways you can take anything that I say the wrong way. But can I argue it? Can I stand 10 toes down on it? Yes, most of the times, because I do my best not to put myself in situations where it's just like, wow, it's just not what it looks like. But what does it look like exactly? Because I never know what it looks like from your guys' point of view. I just try to make sure it's not what it looks like. And what does it look like? I don't fucking know. I just want to make sure it looks peaceful. I want to make sure it looks calm. I want to make sure it looks like something that you would want other people to repeat to you or onto others. That's honestly what I want it to look like. I want the world to be as peaceful as I wish it was. So therefore, I have to be as peaceful as I can be, because I do realize some people will always want war, no matter if I come up with peace. White flag. Why you? Alright, I guess we gotta fucking fight. I tried being nice. I lead with kindness, but I still got another person coming.